Okay, area of sectors, very easy. The generalized formula for area of sectors, well, angle is the x is the angle over 360 times what? Pi times radius squared, exactly like a circle. Then the other one is an arc length. Arc length, what's the formula? Theta over 360 times 2 pi times r. And that's the formula that you will use to do it always. Okay, just memorize the formulas. Okay, let's start. Okay, in here, I know they don't really say to what decimal place. Always give the answers to, shall we say, okay, give the answers to 3 significant figures. Okay, always give, if it doesn't specify, give me the answer to 3SF. Okay, 3 significant figures. Okay, let's see. Area of this one is what? 78 over 360 times pi times radius is what? 9.1 squared. Which will give you 56.4 centimeter squared. The next one, this question is here because think about it. A lot of people try to use the angle 115. No, because it's the angle of the sector, which is this one. Okay, what is that angle? It's 360 take away 115. That's that angle. It's 245. So that's what you use. 245 over 360 times pi times radius is 4.6 squared. Which should give you 45.2 centimeters squared. Okay, next one, arc length. Right, arc length is what? Angle 158 over 360 times 2 pi r is 3. 2 pi times 3. Is 8 point, remember 3 significant figures, so it's 8.27. Okay, centimeters arc length. Okay, arc length is basically this guy. Okay, they want perimeter, so we could work out the arc length, which is what? 66 over 360 times 2 pi times 3. Which will give you 3.46. Yeah, 3.46. That 3.46 is this one. But they don't want arc length, they want perimeter. Perimeter is what you do. 3.46 add the whole length around it, isn't it? 3 at 3. Which makes the perimeter is 9.46 centimeters, and that's your 3 significant figures. Okay, these are very basic. Do not expect this question in an exam. Come on, it's too easy. Okay, now we are talking. So missing values, right? So what is this formula would go? So on this one, you will say x over x is the angle over this is area, yeah, 360 times pi times radius. Radius is 8.2 squared is equal to 75. Then x is equals to 75. You just take the 360 and multiply it because you're dividing it. Divided by pi times 8.2 squared. Just plug it through a calculator and get the answer to 3 significant figures. So 75 times 360 over pi times 2 squared, which will give you, okay, oh gosh, 75 over times 360 pi times 8.2 squared. Okay, it will give you to 3 significant figures actually 127 point, okay, well, to 1 decimal place I know it gives you 127.8 to 1 decimal place, and 3 significant figures is 128. Okay, because normally if you see these questions, most of the time they might ask this kind of numbers for 1 decimal place, but 3 significant figure is there, and then 1 decimal place is here if you want. Okay, work out the radius. This is the area. Okay, area is what? Angle 70 over 360 times pi times radius r squared equals, you got no idea what the radius is, 20. So radius squared is what, 20. You times it by 360 because you're dividing by it. Then you divide it by that 70 times it by pi. Square becomes square root, and that gives you the radius. Which is 5.72 to 3 significant figures. Centimeter. Okay. Next one. The arc length is given as 32. Okay, so x over 360 times 2 pi r, yeah, for the arc length. 2 pi times r is 13 equals to, what is it, 32. X is equal to, what do you do, 32 times it by 360, just divided by 2 pi times 13, yeah. Which will give you one decimal place, it gives you 141, sorry, 0, or 3 significant figure is just 141. Okay. This one, it gives you perimeter, and you can't do the formula with the perimeter. If that is 8.2, that's your radius. This is also 8.2. So your arc length is 25. Take away 2 times your 8.2, yeah, because you got twice of them, which is 8.6. So the arc length is 8.6. So what's the formula? X is angle over 360 times 2 pi r is 8.2 equals to, radius is 8.2, and the arc length is 8.6. So x is equal to, what do you do, 8.6 times it by the 360, the whole thing divided by 2 pi times 8.2. Okay, remember, you're dividing by this, multiply, and you're multiplying these, you will divide. X is equal to 60.1 degrees. Okay. 60.1 degrees then. Good. Moving on. Arc length is given as 9. That's okay. That's not a problem. That's easy. So what's that then? Arc length, what's the formula? Angle is 108 over 360 times 2 pi times radius is r, you don't know, equals to 9. That's the arc length. So radius is what then? 9. You multiply it by 360 because you're dividing on that side. Divided by 108 times it by 2 pi. And we will work out the r. Which is going to give you 4.77 for the radius. Centimeters. They want the they said perimeter is that, work out the r. Okay, so the perimeter is going to be, okay, this will be a tricky one, but it's doable. But there is no, you need a formula for the arc length. So what the arc length is, 40 total, take away your 2r, that will be the perimeter, sorry, the arc length, because the whole thing is 40, that is 40, take away these 2r from that 40 will give you that arc length. So it's 72 divided by 360 times it by 2 pi times r is equal to, what is it, 40 minus 2r, that's your arc length. Okay, now what you could do on this question, okay, because the question's approach will be a little bit different, I'll just do this, I'll work this out. So I just type in my calculator 72 over 360 times 2 pi, which will give you 1.25, so 1.26 then roughly 1.26, yeah, 1.26 times r is 1.26 r. I will type this, just this bit in a calculator, and then that's 1.26 r. Okay, equals 40, take away 2r. How to cancel the minus 2r? You add 2r. That will give you 1. So that's 3.26 r equals 40. Then you can just work out the r. 40 divided by 3.26 roughly, which will make it 12.3. r is 12.3 centimeters. Okay. To 3 significant figures. Next one. Okay, I will come to this question because there is this type of question is going to be many of them. I'll come to them in a bit. Okay, and yeah, once I start doing it. Okay, I'm going to come back to that question. Okay, C2. Look at the C2. So you want the shaded area. What you could do, you can work out this one. This is your height on that triangle, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. What is the height then? The height would be, it's the shorter side on the triangle. If you look at it, Pythagoras, right? Right angle triangle. So shorter side in 5 squared, take away 4 squared, plug it through a calculator, is 3. So this is 3. So you know the area of triangle. Triangle is what? Base times height divided by 2. Base is 4, height is 3. 4 times 3 divided by 2, that makes it 6. So the area of triangle is 6. Okay. Then to do the shaded, I need the area of triangle, which is 6, take away the area of sector. This is the area of sector. But I need to know the angle. Okay. I can say this is the angle for the sector, theta. And actually, you know what? Say that angle x. Okay. I could use, this is hypotenuse. This is opposite. You could say this is your adjacent and you could use it if you want, but it's not needed. Okay. So I'm just going to go with those two, O and H. Sine x equals to O over H. Sine x is equal to O is what? 4 over 5. X is sine inverse of 4 over 5. Which makes it 53.13. That's 53.13 degrees. So take away, so the area of sector is 53.13 out of 360 times pi times, what is the radius? The radius is not 5, the radius is 3. This is your radius. Because if you look at it, that becomes the radius. Okay, 3 squared. So take it away, 6, take away 53.13, 360 times pi times 3 squared, which will give you 1.83 for the shaded centimeters squared. Okay, right. Now arc length is 26.6, so what's that then? Angle is y, apparently it's not x. Okay, whatever. 360 times 2 pi r, 2 pi times radius is 13.2, equals to the arc length, which is 26.6. Y is what? Basically 26.6 times it by 360, the whole thing divided by 2 pi times 13.2, and y equals to you want the answer to 3 significant figure. That's what they said. It's 115, 115. Okay, the area is 198. You want to the nearest degree, so area x over 360. Pi times radius, radius is 12 squared equals to 198. X is equal to, what do you do? 198 times it by 360, the whole thing divided by pi times 12 squared. Which will make it to the nearest degree is 157.5, which you do to the nearest is 158, to the nearest whole numbers. Okay. Next one. The area is that, give a 3 significant figure. The radius, this is the radius, let's call it, and that angle is 245. That is the area of sector. Good. 245 over 360 times pi times radius. Radius is r squared equals 307. R squared is 307 times it by 360 over 245 times it by pi. Take the square root it on here, radius is 11.98. But if you want to do it to 3 significant figure, it's 11.9. You look at the 8 and round it up, it's 12.0. Okay, 3 significant figures. Next one, area of that is that work out the length of arc. Okay, they gave you area, they want arc length. So first I need to work out this angle x. We'll work it out. X over 360 for the area, isn't it? Area, you know that. So pi times what's that? 19 squared equals to 456. X is equals to 456 times it by 360 divided by what is it? Pi times 19 squared. We will work out what x is. So I want the answer to 2 decimal place, so 144.75. You can do it to 1 decimal, but it's safer to do 2 decimal places. Okay. So this angle is 144.75 degrees. And what do you want? You want the arc length. Remember, you want the arc length. Okay. So what's the arc length? Is 144.75 over 360 times it by 2 pi times r, 19. So that will give you the arc length. Which will give you 48.0. So 48 centimeters is your arc length. Okay. Right. Now what we want to do is we want to do the area of, these are what we call the area of the region. This is called a segment area. That shaded part is called a segment. Okay, the area of segment, that's what we're going to do. It's very simple. Area of segment is equal to circle take away triangle. Sorry, don't say circle, we'll call it sector. Okay, of course the sector, not circle. Area of sector take away triangle. Sector, you know the formula, x over 360 times pi times r squared. Triangle is half AB sine C, and you know the angle it should be whatever, and the A and B would be Leo radiuses more or less. Okay, so we'll do this one, first one. So area, I need a quite a long space to write. This one is very easy, 3-mark question. I just need a little bit more space to write. Area equals to what is the area of sector? Okay, first sector is what? 38 over 360 times pi times 15 squared. Take away area of this triangle, yeah. How to do area of this triangle? Half A times B. These are your A and B's always. So 15 times 15 is better to write 15 squared. It looks nicer. Then angle is this one, alright? Always sine 38. That's it. Uh, 5.35 centimeter squared. Simple. Let's try it again. So the area of the segment, right? That's what the shaded part is. What is it? First one, area of sector 47 over 360 times pi times 6.6 squared. Take away area of triangle. Area of triangle is half times, these are your A and B, so 6.6 squared sine 47. will give you 1.94 centimeters squared. Okay, and remember we missed out a question somewhere here. That's the one. So area of sector is what? 60 over 360 times pi times radius is 5 squared. Take away area of triangle, half times. These are your NB. So that's 5 times 5 is 5 squared. Sine, the angle is 60. Give you 2.26 centimeter squared. Okay, just make sure you type in a calculator out properly, and that should be good. Okay, good, and that's how you do that question. Now, BC is the diameter of a circle. Calculate the percentage of area of this shaded. Give you answer to 1 decimal place. Now, if that's 16, we can work out the area of rectangle, which is what? 16 times 19. Three or four. But they want the area of the rectangle that is shaded. Okay. So how much did they take away? They took away a semicircle here, right? This is 16 also, but that's your diameter of that circle. So you're worried about radius of a circle always, so which is 8. But it's only a semicircle. Because it's a semicircle, the formula is pi times radius squared, but then divided by 2 because it's a semicircle, right? So what do? 304 is the area of the triangle, rectangle. Take away area of that semicircle. Pi times radius is 8 squared divided by 2. Okay. Which will give you 304. Take away. 8 squared is 64 divided by 2 is 32. 32 pi. But they wanted 1 decimal place anyways, right? So 304. Take away 32 pi. 203.47 centimeters squared. But that is not the question. The question is, work out the area of the rectangle that is shaded, but as a percentage. Okay. Now, what's the percentage is going to be? The percentage is, so we know that area is that, and this one. So what is the full area? The full area is 304 plus a semicircle. What is this semicircle? If this semicircle is 32 pi, and this semicircle is 32 pi as well, because it's the kind of same thing, plus 32 pi, which is 404.53. Now, so they want that area that as a fraction. So what do you do? So 203.47 divided by 404.53. You multiply that by 100. Which gives you 1 decimal place is 50.3% of shaded. Okay, so 50.3 was shaded. Next one, the area of a quarter circle. Well, you could do it as a quarter circle. You could do it as a sector, like it's up to you what you want to do. You could do 90 over 360 times whatever, the whole thing through. Okay, which would have been the easiest route. Or you could do quarter circles. Okay, I'm just going to say, let's do quarter circles because it will be different, right? Okay, let's do the whole thing actually. You know what? This is 90 degree, right? Remember? 4.8. So 90 over, what is this? 360 area of sector times it by 4.8 squared. Sorry, for 9 pi r squared, isn't it? Pi times 4.8 squared. Take away area of triangle, half times what is it? 4.8 times 4.8, which is 4.8 squared. Sine what? 90. You want the answer to 3 significant figures? Let's check. $6.58. But let's do it now as a quarter circle. So what is a quarter circle? Pi times radius is what? 4.8. Pi r squared is this, but divided by 4 technically because it's a quarter circle. Take away area of triangle. What is the area of the triangle? Is 4.8 is the base. The height is also 4.8 divided by 2. You could do it like that as well if you want. Okay. 6.58. Both will give you the same answer. You could do the approach in both method if you want. Okay. Good. Next one. The diagram shows the area of a sector on radius is 4. Work out the arc length. So remember, you're not supposed to use that. Remember, that's outside that sector. That's how much? 360 take away 100, which is 260. Yeah? And so 260 over 360 times 2 pi times radius is 4. 2 pi r, which gives you 18.2 centimeters for the arc length. Is that understood? Always pay attention to where the angle is. Okay, good. Okay, four more papers. We're nearly done. So the area, calculate the area of sector. Okay, so if you look at that, first I need to work out this angle, which is x, and you know this is arc length, by the way. Yeah, so x over 360 times 2 pi times r is 10 is equal to arc length is 15. X is what then? 15 times by 360 over 2 pi times 10. And x works out to be which is 85.94. Then you want the area, right? So 85.94 divided by 360 times pi times radius squared, right? Radius is 10 squared. Which makes 75 exactly. 75.0, so 75 centimeter squared. Work out the length of arc in terms of pi. Okay, so this will be a non-calculator basis then, because it says normally in terms of pi, it's normally non-calculator most of the time. So what is the arc length formula? 60 over 360 times 2 pi times radius. What's the radius? It's 12. 0 and 0 can cancel. 6 and 36 can divide by 6. That makes it 1 and 6. 6 can divide the 12 to make it 2. So I got 2 times 2, which is 4 pi over literally 1 anyway, so it's just 4 pi. Okay, good. Next one. The midpoint of that they want the area of shaded. Okay, so this is for the year 9s and above, because you guys are the one who can do cosine rule, right? So I want this angle always, because the reason I want that is the part of the sector. So that is A, this is your level A. I want that angle. A is equals to, these could be your level B's and C's. Angle A is equal to cos inverse of what? B squared plus C squared. So 6 squared plus 6 squared minus 6 squared over 2. You don't need that. It's an equilateral triangle. I just didn't read that part. My bad. There you go. You don't need the cosine rule. It's just 60 degrees then. Right. So if that's 60 degrees, you can do the area of triangle. Take away area of sector, right? What is the area of triangle? Because this is your triangle. What's that? Half. If that is your angle, then these two are your sides. What's that? Half AB. So that's 6 times 6, so which is 6 squared times sine 60. Take away area of the sector, 60 over 360 times pi times radius. What is the radius? They said the P is the midpoint of AB. So P is here to here is 3. Oh, that's also 3 then. Pi times pi r squared is pi times 3 squared then. Which will give you 10.9 centimeters squared for the area. Yeah, seems fine, I guess. 10.9. Next one. Area of shaded. So remember, this is your segment question, yeah? Which is the area of sector. What is the area of sector? 40 over 360 times pi times radius is 8 squared. Take away area of triangle. Half times these two things. So that's 8 times 8, which is 8 squared, sine 40. Which will give you 1.77 to 3 significant figures. 1.77 centimeters squared. Okay. Next one, area of segment again. So what is it? 35 over 360 times pi times 80 squared. Take away area of triangle. Half times AB is 80 times 80 is 80 squared sine 35. Okay. 35 over 360 times pi times 80. $119.3. So basically 3 significant figures is 119 meters squared. That is. Okay. Next one. The diagram, it shows area of sector is 72. Calculate the value of x. Looks like a non-calculator. We'll do it without a calculator. So area. Okay. So angle is x over 360 times pi times radius. What's your radius? Radius is 9. 9 squared equals to what? 72 pi. You want the x. X is what? 72 pi times it by 360 over pi times 9 squared. So what we could do, 9 squared is basically 9 times 9. One of the 9 can divide the 72. 72 divided by 9, what's that? 8. This 9 can divide the 360, which makes it 40. Pi and pi can divide. X is equal to, on the bottom there's nothing on there. 8 times 40. What's 8 times 4 is? 320, is it? Degrees. Seems like it. Yeah. 320 then. Alright. Next one. Three significances. So work out the perimeter of OAB. They told you the area is 20 pi. Okay. So what's the formula for area? So radius area is 50 degrees over 360 times pi times radius squared equals to 20 pi. Radius squared is equals to 20 pi times it by 360 divided by 50 times pi. By radius square, the square becomes square root, and I can work out the radius. Which will make the radius 12. Okay, the radius is 12. Now, let's put 12. Then I can work out the arc length. Arc is what? 50 over 360 times 2 pi times radius, 12. Which will make it 10.47. Okay. So that's 10.47. They want the perimeter, which is that 10.47 plus, what's the other one? You got two radiuses, so 2 times 12 in there. Which makes the perimeter 34.47, but they wanted three significant figure. 34.5 centimeters it is. Okay. Next one, work out the area of the sector. We can work out the angle here, x. This is your arc length, remember? So x over 360 times 2 pi r is 12. That's your radius, remember? Is equals to arc length is 18. X is just what? 18 times it by 360 divided by 2 pi times 12 then. Which is 85.94 then. Then you want the area, so that's 85.94 degrees. 85.94 divided by 360 times pi times radius is 12 squared. (108 centimeter squared). Okay. The area of shaded here, so you know this is 60 degrees. Is it midpoint? Yeah, from here to here must be what then? 2.5 centimeter. So you will do the area of the triangle, the big triangle, which is a half times 60, 5 times 5 is the length of the triangle, so 5 squared sine 60. Take away area of sector, half times pi, sector is no half. 60 over 360 times pi times radius squared. Radius is 2.5 squared. See. 7.55 to three significant figures then, yeah. Centimeter squared. All right, last one. They want the perimeter of the shaded shape. Okay, sure. You know that this part is 60 because equilateral triangle here, right? And is it midpoint? Yes, radius of 4, so technically these are midpoint here and here, that's 4. So this is your arc length then. What's your arc length? 60 over 360 times 2 pi times r is 4. 4.19. Okay, 4.19 for each arc length. Calculate the perimeter only. Why? What's the point? They just want the perimeter. Seriously? Okay, so you go how many arc length? You go 1 arc length here, 2 arc length, 3 arc length. So 3 times 4.19, which is 12.57. So we will call that 12.6 centimeters. Now, okay, what if they ask you, you know what? The area of shaded. Area of shaded would be very simple. If I okay, let's just do that as well, just in case. So this is your area of the triangle, and I want to get rid of this sector, this sector, this sector. So if you remember, so I need to do the big area of this big triangle, then take away how many sectors? 3 level sectors. Okay, so area of that big triangle, half times what is it? The length of the triangle is 8. So 8 squared sine 60. Take away 3 of those sectors. 60 over 360 times pi times radius. Radius is 4 squared. And that will be the area of that shaded part here. Which will give you 2.58 centimeters squared. That's for the area. I know they haven't asked it on this part here, but yeah.